Right, we are live for a brand new episode of What the Fuck Are You Crinkling? We are live for a brand new episode. All right, mind the rude ass here. For a new episode of the Peacemaker review. Yes, we can very clearly. Now shut up. We are live for a brand new episode of the Peacemaker Season 2 weekly review show. As you can see, I have a new guest who's being much more rude than the previous one. Andrew, can you please come back? Anyway, we have
this was all a bit, guys.
We all have a bunch of exciting stuff to talk about for this new episode, as there's definitely a bit of stuff to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome to the Dingus and
All right. Well, we got Peacemaker stuff to talk about.
No way.
But as you can see, I am joined this week by my good friend Chris. Good to have you here. As the usual co-host for this show is out of town, enjoying a vacation. So
He's not allowed.
Not allowed. How terrible. But no, still wanted the show to go on. So I turn to the first person, Chris, and here we are for talk about some Peacemaker stuff. So before we get into it, let's welcome in everybody who's here so far. We got Matthew. What's up, Matthew? Who just finished his Grim Marathon.
Nice.
And then we also got a James Tyler. Welcome in. Great to see both of you in as we talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3. So we'll get right on into it. And so, yeah. This, though, going into this episode, I saw I saw a post ahead of time saying, like, make sure you stay off the internet when the episode drops. And, I don't think it was necessarily revealed something. Well, it did reveal some big things. But at the same time, it wouldn't be the way when you first hear that, The other thing I heard, too, about going into this episode, and I'll get your general thoughts on this episode going into it once in a moment, but one of the things I heard, too, from some of the different reviewers is they said, because remember, the press or certain people were able to see only the first 5 episodes of this. The first 3, only a very small, select group of people were able to see. Big things are expected to happen those first 3 episodes. Point is, though, or last 3 episodes, but point is, though, of the first 5 episodes, there's some people that said this was their favorite one, which I found interesting because this one, at least for me, didn't stand out above the others for me.
Agreed.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
like, not saying that this was a bad episode by any means. I think it still is keeping up the momentum of the show. But it didn't necessarily raise it any higher for me.
Yeah, okay. So it's hard for me to say whether it did or not, because I feel like the first half of the episode didn't. But then the second half of the episode did.
Well, we got we did get a bunch of different things explored, so we will get into the specifics in a moment. And there is a couple interesting things I wanted to bring up as well as we get to those places. And the first thing is going to be one of the very big things to talk about. But before we delve into specifics, though, care to elaborate on what you said? How did you overall feel about this episode as well?
So the first half, the word I will use is cringe.
Cringe. Wow.
Cringe. Because just the way he was, just the whole, like, him like falling head over heels for the way he does for her.
Okay.
And that whole like them walking through the park and all that. I just found it very cringy for Peacemaker. And then the second half, and then the bomb goes off, and then the episode just changed completely for me.
Sure. All right. Yeah. For me, I thought it was really cool to be able to explore this new Earth, which I thought was really cool. Being able to get up some primarily set in this Earth was really exciting. You know, well, you know, see, I won't call it cringe for how he acted. As we
No, I wouldn't say how he acted. I'm just saying that the just the scenes in general, it felt a little forced, that and not, and I know the whole point is, and maybe it was supposed to feel this way, is that it's not them, and it's just it was cringy to me. Like,
well, I mean, that's the thing is it's distinguishing that this is a new Earth full of different versions of people that we know. And so, you know, we had all these different versions that I think did its job of distinguishing themselves from their main Earth counterparts.
Yeah.
In this case. And so, you know, I think it did every job that it had to do in this case. I don't think there's anything that really was like, oh, that didn't do what it
Girly Hardcore still working for Argus.
Yeah,
that's a little weird to me.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of weird things about those Earths.
Yeah.
Everything's all happy dandy.
Yeah.
Peacemaker is a very welcomed character here, which isn't the normal case at all, as we know. And so, you know, there's a bunch of things that's kind of off, you know. What's the point of this Earth, though? Is it showing essentially the everybody kind of living their best lives of what we know of them? It's showing a complete opposite version of what we know of them on the main Earth, where we see almost everybody, I would say, actually maybe everybody, is kind of at their lowest points right now in the main Earth. I'm trying to think if there's somebody who could maybe not say that way, at least the lowest points of what we've seen them at, let's say. You know, everything's just kind of going shitty for everyone. We're at a point of the series where Peacemaker, well, the point of the season is Peacemaker trying to find out really about himself and learn how to deal with his problems. And, you know, we see that he's very desperate and trying to figure out how to deal with them through ways of, you know, as we saw in episode 1. And, you know, those drastic things didn't quite pan out the way he was hoping to, I guess. And this is his answers by going to a new Earth and dealing with the problems of that with in very interesting ways. I don't know. It's kind of definitely interesting is a word to say for it. So, but yeah,
interesting is another good word for it for sure. It's just it didn't feel comfortable to watch the first half. A lot of the first half of the episode to me.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's delve into it though. Where to begin with, it had a big bombshell. I felt like.
Yeah. I'd say so.
And this was something that was determined, I think, during the first season of Peacemaker, or at least when he was writing Peacemaker, was there's this twist that, oh my God, what's his name?
Rick Flag.
Thank you. Rick Flag Jr., not Senior, to be confessed.
Junior, played by Joel Kinnaman.
Yes. Who he is back in this episode, which that was cool to see.
That was definitely interesting to see.
Where he was sleeping with Harcourt, and it's the morning he's just now getting up, getting ready to go to what's the place called? Is it
Court of Maltese?
Court of Maltese, that's right. And you know, and that's where we know that's where he then ends up kicking the bucket. For anybody who watched the Suicide Squad, spoilers, but I mean it's a
years old movie, so
yeah,
little late for that,
and it's all tied into this too.
Yes,
but the interesting point of this too is not only did we find out that he had a relationship with Harcourt, which also now completely explains why she acted towards Peacemaker the way she did in season.
Yep.
We also got another very interesting reveal within this that's kind of multi-layered in a way too, where he referenced him also dating the Enchantress, thus canonizing aspect of Suicide Squad, the garbage Suicide Squad. But actually, that's actually kind of not the case though. Of the where they mention the Enchantress in this case, it mentions her still having magical powers.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
Actually, part of the Ayer cut version that we have never seen.
Interesting.
And so it's interesting that he references the Ayer version, the true Ayer version, and not the version that we all saw, because we've all seen how that garbage version went. And so it's a really interesting multi-layered thing of where it's kind of the first, after realizing that, after people online brought it up, it's the first time that I ever thought, well, maybe eventually we will see this Ayer cut version if James Gunn was officially referencing it.
Yeah,
because it is something that we have officially confirmed. Now, I'm not saying I think we will. Yeah. I'm just saying this is the first time I felt like we actually have a possibility of sometime seeing it. Not saying that we for sure will. And I think obviously James Gunn is going to keep it under his belt for a while if we are going to see it, because it's all about the release of timing, and he doesn't want to overshadow the things that he's doing right now, such as if they are doing something else with the Suicide Squad anytime soon. Yeah, he doesn't want to overshadow that, But all I'm saying is, if he's bringing in an aspect of that, that means he's admitting in a way that story's there, and that he appreciated what that original story did to make that aspect into the new canon of this DCU. So it's a really interesting thing. Of all things that I expect to be brought in, it'd not be that, because I think we can both agree that is arguably the worst movie of the DCU. I mean, at least one of the worst, but maybe the worst. The version we've seen.
Yeah, probably the worst.
I mean, not to say there wasn't other stinkers, but yeah, it was a really bad movie. So, but yeah, that was an interesting, just right off the bat, we get to see them together. Matthew said he would rather have the Schumacher cut. I would agree, but yes. No, Batman Forever.
Batman Forever.
Yes. But I would agree with rather having that as well. Because I don't think Batman Forever is nearly as bad of a movie as Suicide Squad. There's a bunch of things to like about that movie, I think, but I think it'd be really interesting to see what this darker version that was supposedly planned would be. So, yeah, for sure.
I mean, any movie with Jim Carrey is, not going to be a stinker of a movie. It's going to at least have some sort of comedic quality to it.
Him always well, the big thing about that is that there's appearance of Man-Bat in it. It's a big thing.
Oh, for the Schumacher cut? Okay.
Yeah. I think there's even a screenshot of it out there somewhere, a screen cap that got leaked for it too. So, yeah, they had a Man-Bat in it. So, but yeah, right off the bat, it began with quite a huge scene.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting reveal. I was like, oh shit, and then he's about to go off to die.
Yeah. For anybody that would go back to rewatch the first episode or two of Peacemaker, definitely recontextualize things. And
well, yeah, because you get the after credit scene too.
Getting what was the after credit specifically?
Peacemaker in the hospital. So you get the setup already. We knew that Peacemaker was coming.
Right. Yes.
And then you get the beginning of Peacemaker.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's all connected.
Talking about Peacemaker there, but yes, exactly. For when you said post credit, I thought you were talking about it this episode. I was like, what's
no. This one, the post. Oh, do you want to remember what the post credit scene of this episode was?
Oh, I remember.
You remember what it is now?
All right.
He gave him a kiss. He gave him a little kiss goodnight at the end. Oh boy.
But you know what? We could go ahead and talk about that line, because the two parallel storylines in this didn't really converge.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and talk about what we could say is the lesser interesting of the two. Which still dealing with Horrorcord and all the other characters there. We got We got some scenes of them all together after their long night.
Yep, hungover, except for her. She's not hungover.
But yeah, we see a nice interaction between Harcourt and Adebayo together. And then we see Vigilante come up being Vigilante and asking about crow facts, if I remember right, which is hilarious because I think James Gunn put in a bit of himself when writing Vigilante in this, because apparently James Gunn is a giant crow fan, knowing a bunch about crows. Which is hilarious because he spent like a whole 5 minutes on the Peacemaker podcast just absolutely nerding out about crows, which is so funny. And so, I think he's putting a little bit of himself into Vigilante there, which is very funny. But I'm trying to remember the specifics of those scenes exactly, as this episode was very much focused on Peacemaker's journey into Earth 2. I mean, there was a big thing about how the episode ends with the big cliffhanger, but other than that, I'm trying to remember.
Ads was really trying to get out of Harcourt if anything happened between her and Peacemaker.
Right. And, they've been getting all these hints of there's something going on. So,
yeah,
they're leading up to a big reveal of something there. We will find out.
Economos gets called in and you get more bird blindness references.
Yeah, we got just one moment, if I remember right, to bring back the bird blindness. So Economos gets called in.
It's like, I told him it was an eagle.
It's like, no, he said a duck. Apparently bird blindness is not just a visual thing, but a hearing thing too. Funny enough. Apparently you don't know the difference between
and then
duck or eagle.
We get Michael Rooker.
We did get to see Michael Rooker. I don't think I said it last week, but I figured that we would get him in this episode after seeing the badass Eagly scene. So now they'd have to have a way to deal with Eagly, and I knew ahead of time that his character was described. And I know he's an actual comic character too. I don't remember the name of that character, but I did know he was coming in, and he is playing like the arch nemesis of Eagly this season. So we'll see how that turns out later, where we got the setup of this character. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think what his name is.
While you're looking that up, the whole Earth 1 storyline was a lot of just kind of bitching. And complaining about life and being hungover.
Yeah. It was one of those things where we didn't get a whole bunch of it was one of those things that just kind of set up a bunch of things in general. It set up episode 4 to be a big mid-season episode, I think we can say. And so, is one of those things that, I mean, more than anything, what the episode did was just explore more Peacemaker than anything. And so we'll get to that in a moment. But, it's worth noting the other scenes, especially Vigilante, even though we only had a couple scenes. He absolutely stood out in those couple scenes, too, as he does. Which is just so funny of him talking about crows. And then
there was another animal, too, he brought up besides crows.
I don't remember what it is. Crows were the big one, though.
Yeah, crows were the big one. There was another.
Knowing him. Well, at one point, was it spiders?
Yes, it was spiders. That's right. It's right. Tarantulas are hairy. Everyone knows that.
And then I'm asking how many pairs of
eyes. Pairs of eyes. Yep. That's right. So spiders and crows for that.
He's just great.
The first episode of the season, what was it that he was when he was on the phone with Economos? Owls.
That's right.
Owls. So it's
There's always something with him, and I think it'd be such a funny gag.
He thinks he's smarter than he is.
I would love for this to just be a bit running through the whole season.
The whole series, every season, give us
Give us
more Adrian Chase being an idiot.
You know what's funny? I don't know the exact number right offhand, but Vigilante was actually quite a huge comic character in the 70s, I want to say.
Okay.
Could be wrong on the year there, but his own series ran for like over 50 issues, I believe.
He shows up in the Arrowverse, but they darkened everything in the Arrowverse, so he was not this happy-go-lucky, character that he should be.
It's hard to say because I haven't read any of those comics, so I don't know what would be more accurate.
It will be interesting to look into for sure because, in the Arrowverse, he's a very dark character. He's trying to get revenge.
I wouldn't be surprised if James Gunn just goofied up, characters.
True, that makes sense.
And James Gunn here is the whole point of the show is he's taking all these lesser known characters and is twisting them. And you notice people don't bitch about him twisting around characters like they do other ones because they don't care about who these characters really are in the comics because they're obscure. He changed around a bunch of things. One of the biggest things that he changed around is yes, there's a Peacemaker character in the comics. Yes, there's a White Dragon character in the comics, but they were never ever related. And so, he's changed around a bunch of things with these characters. I don't remember if Harcourt's an original character or not. John Economos is an original character.
Yep.
Or not original character. He is an actual character in the comics.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Coming from the John Ostrander era of Suicide Squad, which was the big era that really influenced the big era that James Gunn was a big fan of. So I don't know if that had much to do with what influences that specifically had with his version of the Suicide Squad, but that's one of the biggest runs of the Suicide Squad, if not the biggest run of the Suicide Squad in the comics, or Suicide Squad in the comics. I think it might just be called Suicide Squad in the comics now that I think about it, but you get the point.
Yes.
But yeah, he changes around a bunch of things because these are like nobody characters that are relics of their times, especially of like the 80s, maybe 70s, depending on when Vigilante.
Yeah, very, very 80s style characters for sure.
Very interesting to see. It's cool to see him brought up in a new light, and at the end of the day, it's always about also honoring what those characters are at the end of the day too, despite all these changes, which I think he's been doing a great job with so far, of the little bit I know of the characters, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot to delve into with Peacemaker and stuff like that in the comics themselves. One of the things that they have done, speaking of Peacemaker in the comics, a little bit of a side tangent, is DC's been releasing these great collections called DC's Finest, which I have a couple that I recently bought. They're these nice collections, like $40, about this thick, where they collect all the like appearance of the character or a particular run of a character all together for a bit, and it's they're priced at $40 each, and they give you a good bang for your buck for $40, and so it's a good way to collect histories of the characters. The reason I bring that up is because I found out a couple of days ago that they made one for Peacemaker, which includes his 4-issue limited series from the 80s or whenever that was.
Oh, cool.
As well as his appearances in some of the other comics. So it gives you $40 worth of material of issues there that he is actually in. So I may or may not have ordered that. However, it's a back order right now. So
yeah, not surprised.
Good stuff for good stuff
and everything.
Yeah. I think it's going to come out around the time just before the show ends. So I think that the show will end and then I'll get into reading it. So it'll be interesting to dive into it there. So
nice.
But yeah. But yes, point is though. Do we have anything else to we'll talk about where the end specifically ends up at the end. But let's talk about this another Earth, this Earth 2, we'll just call it.
Well, he ends last episode there.
Right.
Passing out.
Setting up. No, it ended with him
texting
Harcourt. Setting up that he wanted to meet her, as we know, his relationship with the main one, the Earth one that he was together with, then it fell apart. Something happened, and we don't know what fully happened.
Yep, we don't know. As Ad said, you guys are hanging out nonstop. Then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah.
And my guess has something to do with Rick Flag. But
I don't know. Let's see.
So anyway,
but yeah. So we get to actually explore a bit of this Earth where he's being very awkward. He gets to finally talk with his brother a little bit, but he's also being very awkward around him as he's trying to find out information and, trying to not let the ball drop of like, oh yeah, your real brother's dead.
I killed him. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I killed the I killed the me that you know.
Yeah.
Something Matthew said a few minutes ago, saying, "Don't mess with crows, mocking birds and ravens. They remember you." Yes, crows remember people. Actually, one of the things James Gunn was talking about was that if you're an absolute asshole to a crow, and then you kind of go, walk out to a city, the crows in that area may attack you because crows will talk about you being an asshole to other crows, and they'll keep an eye out for you. And there's this is a legit, according to James Gunn, this is a legit study that they did where they put on one of those really realistic masks on somebody, and then they put that mask on somebody else, and the crows were always just being an asshole to him. But also finding out, like I said, that they will communicate about a person being an asshole to somebody.
Oh my god!
Across as the I believe, if I remember right, it had to do something where there's a more rural area where he was originally, the case study was at, but then the crows in a more urban area were also being assholes to him, back at him.
Okay, so they were following him.
They communicate, just
but how? But that's a lot of.
But then also
in between.
But then also crows. Yeah, it's kind of well. I mean, this is kind of crazy to think about how intelligent crows are, or the fact that also crows, which you probably already knew, this could use tools or make tools and stuff. And so, there it's it's interesting. I can see why he's a big fan of crows. So I'll have to look into some of that stuff more. Is there a crow documentary out there? We need a crow documentary.
I'm sure there is.
We need a.
I'm sure there are plenty of crow documentaries.
We're gonna have to do a
pop quiz, Hotshot. What's a group of crows called?
Oh, I actually don't know.
Really? You don't?
I've probably heard it, but I don't remember what.
It's a murder of crows.
That's right. I vaguely remember that.
A murder of crows.
Matthew saying, "I remember a woman hurt an elephant and it found her and bashed her funeral years later." That's right. Elephants also remember stuff.
Elephants never forget, as they say. An elephant never forgets.
Need to admit that animals are smarter than people think they are.
Never.
So, but yeah, crows are interesting. I think Vigilante has a point on this one as opposed to the other ones. Anyway. Earth 2, getting Peacemaker out in the world. We see him ride the Peace Cycle, which was
that was.
And one of the
Why don't you just take the Peace Cycle?
Right. I was trying to remember.
Right, that right answer.
There was 2 inspirations on the Peace Cycle, and I was trying to remember.
Is Terminator one of them?
I don't remember what
the T-1000 bike,
but the other was the 70s Captain America bike.
Okay,
one, which you can very much see.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't remember what the other specific inspiration was. If anybody knows, let us know.
Is it Police Academy?
I don't remember what it was. It's kind of bugging me now. But we got an awesome song playing at the moment too. Hold on, what was the name of that song? I have it here on the side. I can pull up really quick. There's only a few songs that played in this episode, but it's an awesome group. The one that played during this moment was "Break It Out" by Ammo Track.
Okay.
Which was James Gunn's personal favorite song of the 3 here.
Okay.
But yeah, that was
Thanks,
very
cool.
Podcast. So we see the Peace Cycle in action. We see Peacemaker be a very what do you want to say? Very well-known figure.
Popular.
Very popular.
Popular.
Oh boy.
Well loved.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Give him the key to the city.
We get this whole vibe of just everything's just so much better here than
you said, happy go lucky.
So it's very interesting. Um,
And he just like I love how he goes into Argus
so
and the
and
guard.
there's all these, I don't know if you've been reading about it, but there's all these theories about like what happened in this world, about what really influenced this world to be the way it is, of how being drastically different. One of the things that I've seen come up a couple times that I wanted to bring up, and it was one of the things I saved that I want to specifically share here, was this theory that the Germany won World War II in this reality.
What?
So then that's one of the theories about why
Whoa!
all the things are the way they are. And think about it this way. Think about, granted, this guy is not White Dragon in this universe, but it's Blue Dragon. But think about what his character stood for in one universe and him. That's one of the huge reasons.
Yeah, interesting.
But then people went into a little bit more of talking about exactly of all the civilians.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Some interesting, there's some interesting theories out there about what's really happened on this Earth. And so it'll be interesting to learn more about the history of this Earth, as as we always know with these stories of how everything seems great. Well, they're really not. There's always a caveat to something being great. You move somewhere new, oh, it's great for, a year or two. And then you start realizing the faults of it.
Your problems still follow you guys.
Or different kinds of problems arises.
That's true too.
All these people. Oh, actually, I don't want to go political. Well, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Just say move out. Well, you're dealing with other problems.
Anyway.
We'll see that at some point here.
Yes.
But here, though, as you said, Harcourt works at Argus. Peacemaker goes to Argus. And we do learn something, as I think we pretty much suspect, but we get an official confirmation that each person's other version of a character, granted this isn't the MCU, but it's a term that works, a variant, you could say, has the exact same DNA as we've seen, as he was able to fully get checked in to go visit Harcourt, where we meet a much goofier version of Rick Flag Jr., which is so funny. I thought that was funny.
The spying stuff was so
funny. It was funny.
It was so hilariously bad and
knocks
funny.
Over the trash can.
Was
scripted, but then he goes to the desk and says, "Big problem."
Yeah,
that big problem line stuff he was saying was actually improv. Then they kept in, which was funny. But that was
the way he's
funny.
peering over the desk.
And if you noticed, he was holding two phones as he was looking over.
Yep.
So, oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Such a great actor.
Yes.
And it's open that Harcourt and Rick Flag are now dating, and of course, as we know, Harcourt and Peacemaker were a thing beforehand.
Just seeing things not always working out for everybody, which is very interesting. And so they have their moments alone, which is great. Trying to get a little more into, Peacemaker's trying to learn more about this other Harcourt without, obviously saying who he really is. It's an interesting dynamic. You called it the whole sort of situation of it cringy, but I thought it was just kind of interesting because it's him trying to test the waters in a way of like, well, what can I find out without giving away why I'm really here? And so
is he that smart though?
Well, no, but he was being awkward about it. If somebody was smart about it, they wouldn't be so awkward and ask the better question.
And that's what was kind of cringy too, is the awkwardness and you did not plan this well at all.
That perfectly fits. That perfectly fits.
I know. We're still
It's so funny.
But they're sitting on that bench, and everything changed.
Talk about a complete tonal shift. We see this bomb go off as we then learn about the Sons of Liberty going into a place. To try to essentially level out the whole block, and it's been referenced that they've done this a time or two before. And so they're a established threat here. So and one of the things you brought up to me was that Sons of Liberty was on Supergirl already.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see them being brought back. They're personally not a group I'm largely familiar with, so. But
yeah, they're a group that is, in Supergirl at least, very anti-meta. So they're anti-meta human, and that was a big focus.
Yeah,
in Supergirl.
It'll be interesting to see if we end up diving into a bit more of them.
Yeah,
the
I will be very
on
intrigued
Earth too. Especially too, it could show maybe how metahumans are a bit different in this world, or even just the state of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's any what do you want to say? Anything going on for that theory? Seeing if maybe the Sons of Liberty are actually doing the right thing. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a bunch of different interesting layers this could go with. So we'll see. Like I said, there's some interesting cases. Like I'm just excited to get into more of this new Earth, because we got, from everything that we've seen in this episode, there was a good first real look into it, right? Before it was just teases and little hints and stuff, but this is the first time we really got to experience the world. But now it'll be interesting to see, like, what happens if we actually go in a bit more into this Earth and finding out more about what really makes it different. As you know, we'll get the answer. It just depends. Like, we'll just have to see where it goes. So,
yeah, and like you said, there's differences. So I found it weird and interesting that on Earth 1, people expect Peacemaker to just go in, head down, no armor on, just go in and guns a-blazing. And when he went in this one, they're like, wait, he went in without his suit? Like, he's actually careful in this world?
yeah.
So I found that whole, all those scenes of him kicking ass, that really got my blood pumping.
Well, before we get into that, one thing that I want to note that I just thought of is before that bench scene, we saw this montage of them going around. We saw Harcourt smile, which is kind of like, it's kind of off-putting, because you'd see her like a stoic character.
Yes,
it's so serious.
It's a little cringy.
I won't say it's cringy. It's just you're not used to it. A showing character of who's
you are not these characters. Stop it! I want to hit it with a newspaper on the nose. Stop it! Stop it!
What we see, but what also played during this time was Ozzy Osbourne's "Dreamer," which was my personal favorite of the 3 songs in this episode, which is great. And so, and perfectly very much said. I love how all the songs throughout all the series are integrated.
Well, James Gunn always with music.
He always does. He's always really unique. I can't really think of really any other director that's really that great with it, maybe there's just like one other one.
Yeah.
Movies I can think of, and specifically that's
with music like that. Yeah, that's you're right.
So, and that's why I think, regardless of if you're a fan of his humor or not, because obviously, so a show like Peacemaker isn't for everybody.
No,
but the way he integrates his music into this, along with all those other stuff, or his typical style of, he also just has that style of writing a team of misfits, just always well together as well, and so. And knowing how, that's not everybody's style, but he does a great job of his style there, and the music always. And so, even though this episode had the least amount of music, and might be the least amount of music of all episodes, there's only 3 songs. All the songs were effective in their own cases, as with everything. So, great stuff there, for sure. But yes, we then cut back to the bomb. And you know what I love seeing here? And I'm trying to think of the last time we really got to see this, which maybe is the finale of Peacemaker season was we actually got to see Peacemaker be a complete badass.
Yes.
It was cool. Because, at the end of the day, although he is not that bright of a character, he is also very much a badass and the way he fights and everything. And so it was cool to see that come up in this, where he's badass at what he does. And we see that, and I love the first kill. Actually, the first kill that he did was my favorite kill of them too, where he hits the guy, axe on the head, and then he is like, "What happened?" or whatever the hell he said.
The pencils.
See, I know some
pencils,
people
man.
said that was their favorite.
The pencils, man.
That was my least favorite because it.
Why?
It
grossed you out. It's grossed you out. That's why. But dude, it was amazing.
I was like, no, you didn't do
it
this.
Was so amazing. What he did. You're like, yeah.
I saw him grab the pencil. I was like,
amazing.
oh, he's doing a John Wick. Is what he's doing here, and then he goes over.
Well, originally it was Jason Bourne because Jason Bourne did it with a pen.
Yeah, but then he did it with a pencil.
Then John Wick did it with a pencil, and then now Peacemaker's done it with 2 pencils. Like corn on the cob, man.
Oh my god! So no.
Yes. It was amazing. Anyway, so yes, all those kills were fantastic, and then Harcourt gets wet. Actually, no, I'm not, because you probably haven't gotten to this episode in Twisted Metal yet. There's a line that that one of the characters says, but Harcourt basically falls in love with Peacemaker all over again.
Yeah, I understand.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to think about. You can't fuck around on me." That's the big thing. Is apparently he cheated on her every day, almost basically. And
it was definitely very much a wake up call to Peacemaker in a way too. That he's trying to figure out exactly where things have been going wrong, and he finally outright got it told to him in a way,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you had the orgy scene, before in the previous episode, and so it's.
Oh, we also got to see. I always forget the name of the hero that his brother plays in this episode.
Yeah, I don't.
I keep on forgetting it, and I talked about it in the first episode. Speaking of names of people that I had already looked up, we'll touch back on in a moment. Is that Michael Rooker plays Red Saint Wild?
That's right. Red Saint Wild.
Peacemaker.
Brother superhero name.
Brother hero, yeah.
The actor, I looked up the actor and I was like, where do I know this actor from? And he was in the football movie, The Replacements. He played a deaf tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Great actor. Yeah. Definitely interesting. It's definitely weird. Seeing the brother after they show the backstory of how he killed his brother on his Earth. It's definitely
Top trio. What the hell's his actual name? Captain Triumph.
Captain Triumph. Terrible name. That's a terrible name.
So, but anyway,
so Blue Dragon, Captain Triumph, and Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. The top trio, as they're called.
Yeah. So, and they have the big mural that you have on the thumbnail.
Yes, and that was one of the big things too of saying, how these people are widely celebrated in that way too, and so.
Yeah.
And that was like the moment that kind of.
It was so funny. This kid rolls down the Peacemaker. I love you. I love you too, kid. And the kid just starts bawling, crying because he's so happy that Peacemaker told him he loves him. And then all the people running with the peace signs at him,
It's so funny because
weird.
It's funny because it maybe this sounds weird, but it's kind of like Peacemaker experiencing how it feels like to be loved like Superman.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And off the heels of Superman, where we see. I mean, I'm not going to go full on to the spoilers of it, but just to sum up of where we see people love him, but then turn on him, and kind of see it the other way around here at the moment for Peacemaker.
Well, and then we got Peacemaker as the cameo in Superman for a hot second.
Yeah.
But the question is this Earth 1 or Earth 2 for Superman? It's Earth 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It is Earth 1.
Yeah, it's all the same Earth there.
Okay.
But yeah, well,
So the Peacemaker who died
what I
is
do-
not the one that was in Superman's.
No, right. What I do want to know of, though, is I do want to know of the state of metahumans in this second.
Yeah, we haven't seen any
library
yet.
and whatnot. We don't know, like we said, there's these hints of things could be drastically different, and we don't know exactly what. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting to see what else.
I wonder, who the first metahuman on Earth 2 they'll show.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we'll see.
Or are there no metahumans at all on Earth 2?
Yeah, that's the thing, is we don't know yet. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Well, you know, what's interesting too is going back to that World War II theory, is when you think about it, metahumans have been around for a long time.
Yes.
But the first huge instance of them, I feel like, of them really teaming up with each other is during a World War II era. And so, you know, if there's something that happened to them to all perish, that would have a great effect later on down the line. So, you know, there's some interesting points brought up there.
It's such a weird. I mean, alternate history stuff. I mean, go watch Man on the High Castle.
I mean, you know, there's so many stories with it, and seeing all the wrong ways that it could happen. And so it'd be interesting to see if that's actually what is going on here. I don't know. So there's a bunch of things.
We shall see.
It's exciting to see what's going on, especially as we lead into next episode, where shit's going down next episode.
Yeah, they're heading to Peacemaker's house.
Argus going to Peacemaker's house. We got all the soldiers going on there. We got Michael Rooker's Red St. John. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Red John Saint. Red John Cloud. Red Cloud John.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm looking
Cloud City Bespin.
Oh. Red Saint Wild. That's it.
Red Leader.
Red Saint Wild. I got
Red Saint Wild.
You know, so we're going to get to see him in action, hopefully, and
him versus Eagly.
Him versus Eagly. Having to see Peacemaker deal with, as he's just coming back, his house.
Economos is teamed up with Judo Master.
Oh my God! How do we forget about that? Or I forget about that, of him coming back. And the name that he used there is Judo Master's actual name in the comics.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I don't remember what it is.
What's up, Tubby?
What's his name there? Because it's kind of like an out there name. Rip Jagger.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's his actual name in the comics, which is hilarious. Because when they first said Rip Jagger, it's like, what the fuck?
Who's Rip Jagger? And then they showed Judo Master. Like,
that's great. So we're going to see more Judo Master.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there. He's such an annoying prick, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's really interesting because this whole thing, the reason they're storming the castle is for this pocket dimension, and it all ties back to Superman again, because
in a way.
Well, I mean, obviously it's also personal for Rick Flag Sr. We know that.
Well, it's personal.
Driving it a lot.
The whole other thing, though, too. The season opens up with completely changing what we thought about it.
Yeah.
Because at first they was just called like an interdimensional closet or whatever the hell it was called.
Pocket dimension.
Well, no, they didn't use that word in season 1, though.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh, you're talking when he went in to go do the helmets and stuff. Yeah.
They gave it a very comic booky name, but didn't call it another dimension or world between.
Yeah, they just said it was like a closet.
Like a closet or something like that.
Yeah.
All of that. But it was essentially all they used to describe it. They didn't describe it as anything more or less. And then the season really opens up with it revealing, it's a lot more than just an
because other beings are coming into it at the same time.
It's now
you're like, wait a minute, I thought this only belonged to White Dragon.
Hub. It's now a hub between all the other Earths. Yep. So it's crazy to see that. One of the things they revealed that we are getting next episode is we are going to be getting an answer to how exactly White Dragon ended up with that. So that'll be really interesting to see. Getting an answer as to actually what, why, like, how did he end up with it? Somebody like that who Like, how is somebody that seemed
so evil,
and
or ignorant, and not
somebody too
very
that
bright
runs
really
in a circle as well, where it'd be like, how would he get something super fancy like that,
Yeah.
And so, there's a bunch of things of like, how the hell do you even get this?
Yeah.
So we're supposedly getting that answer next episode.
When are we going to find out what that other being is? That's also in the opening credits and everything. And
I don't know if we're going to get anything else on them. It'd be hilarious if we did, though.
Yeah.
So,
I want to know. I want to know who this guy is, or maybe it's a girl. Excuse me. It brings in bald cats though, and was it a cat that it brought in, or?
I don't remember, but I love that
bald cat or something
when they're cutting up the Peacemaker.
Yeah,
and he comes in, and Peacemaker just goes completely off on him.
Yeah,
that moment was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, because now he goes off on him, and he's like, "Do you know this guy? Like, do you know him? Have you talked to him?" And he's just so mad at first that he doesn't say hi back to him and stuff. Oh, forget that guy. He's so rude. He doesn't say hi to him. He doesn't say hi back.
So I would like to find out more about him, but I don't know if we're going to do anything else. We'll see. I would like it, though. Who knows? Mm-hmm. We got 5 episodes left. Lots of room to show more stuff in those 5 episodes, which will be very exciting to delve into more of that. Next week, Andrew should be back to talk about episode 4, which will be exciting.
You go.
So, yeah. I don't think there's really much else to say about this episode. I think we've really pretty much talked about it.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said. Go on. Yeah.
The only thing I'd add is it was cool showing like the bomb the Sons of Liberty used. Remember, it was a different element that because Peacemaker, is that a real word? And it was interesting. And the explosion outside was an accidental detonation of one of the parts of the bomb. It wasn't them blowing up something. It was they were running into the building, and then they had to set it all up. They were very careful.
Right.
And then he disarmed it he's the one who disarmed it just by pulling the plugs out.
Yeah.
Made it a very simple bomb to disarm.
Yeah. So, but yes, that's it for another Rick Up My Sleeve.
Yes. Great name.
Yeah. I mean, all the names have been fun. I need to take notes on how James Gunn does these great names for my D&D sessions. Speaking of, check out the Trail of Conspiracy on the Tabletop Lounge, where we should be back Monday night for the El Rey Gala, which will be very fun. And then also, not only will I be doing more Peacemaker next week, I will also be reviewing, hopefully recording tomorrow, a review over this, which is issue 1 of the brand new Batman run. So, this is a big deal. Where this new Batman run, there hasn't been a new issue 1 since 2016, and so 9 years later, they've just put out a brand new #1 Batman. So we'll see what happens with that. And so stay tuned for that video. And what's the special thing you have going on this month, Chris?
Well, guys, it's World Auto-Inflammatory Awareness Month. So please go check out the GoFundMe. The link is in the description below. And we're going to be streaming all month, hanging out, me, my friends, doing interviews, people with rare diseases, raising awareness, raising money, playing games, just, raising money for a good cause. So, check it out.
Yep. So make sure to check out the GoFundMe link that is in the description below, where you can find all the info there about the campaign specifically. Also, go follow Chris's personal channels, Darth Pyron, Twitch, and YouTube, as well as Chris Walker Facebook, where you'll find all the stuff there. Mm-hmm. Anything else? I think we're done here.
That's it.
Thank you all, everybody, for tuning in, lurking around, and checking us out. Appreciate everybody who came by to listen to us chat about Peacemaker. Season 2, Episode 3, another Rick Up My Sleeve. We'll be back next week for more Peacemaker action. Until then, thank you all, everybody, so much for listening in, and see you all next week. Laters, everybody.
Like and subscribe, damn it.
Yes, thank you. I always forget about doing that. But yes, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you.